So Joey, having been in two kissing booth movies and having been in two kissing booths for the movie, you think that you are a good kisser?
Oh God, I hope so. I hope I'm okay. I feel like I'd be like really sad if like I've done movies that have the word kissing in the name and like surrounded by the land of smooching and I was like a bad kisser. Why don't we just call every person I've ever kissed in my life and be like, excuse me, am I a good kisser? Thanks, bye.
On a scale of 1 to 10, would you kiss again?
But here's the thing. Okay, this is how I know I'm not a bad kisser because I've kissed a bad kisser. And I'm like, no, that's bad. I don't kiss like that.
That is a really good point.
Joel, how do you think Lee has adapted to Noah and Elle's relationship?
It's such a foreign thought to him, and he's only really just now coming to terms with what that means. Like, there's times when you see he asks, like, so how's it going with Noah? Like, what's going on with you two? That kind of stuff. And those are questions he would hate to ask, but he knows are important to his best friend, so he will. It's a concept that he's not totally comfortable with, but he's getting there and he's working towards it.
He wants nothing more than to not hear about Noah and Elle's smoochies, but he is a good friend to Elle and he loves her, so he'll always do what he feels she needs.
Okay, Joey, do you think that Elle broke any of the rules by kissing Marco?
Yes. I don't think that she broke any of her and Lee's rules necessarily, but just relationship code rules. When you're dating somebody, even if you're feeling insecure in the relationship or like that person isn't being faithful to you, it doesn't give you the right to go and do a tit for tat and, be unfaithful to them. So if you're feeling that way, break up with them. If you're feeling like they're not being honest with you, or if you're having feelings for somebody else, save that pain. Don't be with that person. Joel, what scene in The Kissing Booth 2 do you think defines our friendship in real life?
Ooh, that's a fun question. I would say the scene where it's after Thanksgiving and I'm sitting in the arcade, mopey, and Elle comes in and she pulls out a wishbone. And it's kind of like there's like all this issue, there's all this drama and this wrong and like hurt that we've done to each other. But at the core, like, we're still friends. We've got the wishbone. And her wish is for me to get what I want, which is how self-sacrificing Elle is in that friendship. The wishbone scene is one of my favorites and possibly the best description of our friendship, I'd say. Who do you think has the most complicated relationship in Kissing Booth 2 and why?
Honestly, you with Rachel, because what you're dealing with, it's real life stuff. Elle is dealing with kind of something that she thinks is happening, but she's not sure, and her feelings for Marco, which is all super complicated and totally real. But I think what you're dealing with is balancing two people who mean so much to you, and you just want both of them to know it, and you don't want to make anybody unhappy. It's really stressful. So I think what you have to find and discover for yourself is one of the more complicated journeys through the film.
Thank you. Yeah, I would actually agree. Me and Rachel go through it on this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think fans tell you Elle should be with, and who do you think Elle should be with between Marco and Noah?
I've seen a couple Team Marcos. I've seen a lot of Noah and Elle need to be together so much. That's the number one. And I've also seen a lot of, why aren't Lee and Elle together?
Hey.
Who do I think Elle should end up with? I mean, every Elle needs her Noah, but at the same time, there's some guy that comes through who's just like the nicest dude in the world, Marco, who is so opposite of Noah, which is also a good thing because, it just shows her what other people are like. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Maybe I'm Team Marco. I don't know.
I am Team Marco. I really appreciate how just sweet of a guy he is. He comes in, he's not really trying to make trouble for anyone. He really just keeps to himself. He's a musician, he's artistic, he's just a really nice guy. And I'm a nice guy as well. And I feel like whenever I see the nice guys, oh yeah, come on, it's true. So yeah, I like to root for the nice guys because the bad boys seem to get the girls sometimes. Joey, why do you think social media played such a big part in Elle's fears of something happening with Chloe and Noah.
In this day and age, when problems arise in relationships and younger relationships, oftentimes there's a lot of tension over social media, whether it's you're not posting with me enough, you're not liking my photos enough, why are you liking her photos? Why did you unfollow that person? Why did you follow that person? There's so much complex, like new things that come up in relationships that were never an issue before because there's a new added element that people overthink. And so I think that this movie brings that into play because it's super real for this age group especially. To like see your boyfriend post a photo and there's a girl in it, and then you stalk her Instagram and you're like, what's going on? And why does she seem that she's flirting with him? And does she like him? Does he like her? And like you stalk and you really just overthink. And that's why I love this movie so much. Like it's watching real high schoolers go through stuff because social media plays a huge role in all of our lives now. I am a detective for sure. If my friends ask me like to help them find something, I'm like, I'm on it. Sometimes I'm like really bad at it and I can't find jack but I can make do. I can usually make do.
I am definitely not a detective. I need to know someone's handle or I can't find them.
If there were a Kissing Booth 3, I would hope Lee starts a corn farm and he grows the most beautiful crops in all of the United States. And then he opens a theme park called Lee and Elle's Theme Park, and they serve nothing but corn-flavored ice cream, corn funnel cake, and then Elle is single for the rest of her life, and she operates a hot air balloon on the side.
I am in shock right now.
What just came out of my mouth?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Honestly, I think it would be one of those things where I would want to find like resolution on all these journeys. I don't know what.
Are you going with that kind of answer, Joel?
I'm not going to grow a corn farm with my best friend and start a roller coaster hot air balloon company.
Why not?
Because I like pumpkins.
Well, I stand by my answer, so whatever.